27-year-old, 8 years senior to her partner, but finds herself at number 29 in the world. And for them to pair up and try to find a way to beat this American duo in the American Slam after riding such a win streak as the Williams sisters enjoyed, you have to think that this is an uphill task.
Yeah, it most definitely is, but these two have actually played well together. They won a title this summer in Canada, so they both can definitely play. Ignacik has some very good doubles results in her career. She's older than her partner. She's 28 years old, been around for a while, mostly as a doubles specialist. But for Mladenovic, having done a couple of her singles matches, she has a lot of potential as a serve and volleyer, can serve and volley quite well. So I don't expect them to fare too brilliantly against the Williams sisters, but they're players who know how to play doubles, and if they just stick to the basics, they can certainly compete.
Mladenovic was, as I mentioned, in the singles draw. She's been ousted. She lost to the 11 seed Marian Bartoli earlier today, as the Croatian Marija Cicak is in the chair. She'll handle the umpire duties for the afternoon. So Mladenovic trying to avoid the double ousting on this fifth day of the U.S. Open. Mentioned Venus Williams' performance last night against Angelique Kerber, taking the German to 3 sets. It was one of the few matches on Arthur Ashe Stadium we've seen over the first 5 days. It was actually really much of a contest and was actually thrilling.
It was electrifying, absolutely, and Venus had so many chances, but I give Kerber so much credit because Venus was so aggressive, and Kerber
everything she gave her.
Oh my gosh, I mean, how she just handles the power, she handles pace that comes at her, and she gets down so low and somehow counter punches enough and then has enough power in her own right that she makes life very difficult for most players these days.
Serena Williams, the only player amongst the four remaining in the singles draw. She prepares for her match tomorrow versus Ekaterina Makarova, getting past Martinez Sanchez yesterday with ease, 6-2, 6-4, and has just continued the barrage against opponents, bringing the best serve in women's tennis along with that supreme power. And that's something that many people who have not had a chance really to watch in-depth Williams doubles coverage is there's a nice complement between the sisters. They're both known for a fair bit of power, but they offset each other nicely as they sort of take specific roles. For Serena, the power of the serve and just sort of blasting the ball. Venus so much more accomplished at the net. That's not to take anything away from Serena. But as a player poaching, Venus just has that extended reach, a little bit taller.
Well, it's just amazing when you watch Venus up there. A very competent volleyer. You combine that with the reach, with the height, with her sense of what to do, when to cross in doubles, and she's very effective. What is funny with these two is, as huge as their serves are, they very rarely serve and volley, every now and then, but they'll serve and stay back, and their groundies are pretty much like volleys because they hit so hard that it's very difficult if you try to serve and volley off them on their returns, and also if you try to hit a return somehow and try to come in behind it, forget it. They just hit the ball so hard, and they usually get weak replies off of their serves on the returns, so they are virtually impossible to make inroads with.
So we'll see what Mladenovic and Jans Ignacik can offer in the form of resistance, which is not expected to be much by many people, but as we always say, the reason you play the